Hi, I'm Julian Jackson here with a member of our Dynamic Agents Mastermind, Esmeralda Ramahi. Welcome, Esmeralda.
Hi, guys. Hi, Julian.
All right. Hello, hello. All right. So first, let me ask you, how long have you been in the real estate business, and what motivated you to get started?
I started real estate in 2020, right when the pandemic hit. I wanted to be in real estate for quite a while. I was a government contract operations manager, and I felt like I was helping people behind the scenes, but I never got to connect with people. And that just, it never felt fulfilling. Like I didn't really feel like I was helping anybody, and I didn't really get to connect, talk, have a relationship with them. So that was a really hard thing for me to do. And I always wanted to be in real estate. Even when I first started that job, I'd always talked about it with my boss. And then I just said, I'm going to take the plunge. My pastor, I remember, was like, are you seriously starting in the pandemic?
There you go. Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I know, but I did. And I've loved it ever since. So that was in May of 2020 when I first started.
Cool. Yeah, that's right at the very beginning of the pandemic, and things almost come to a halt. I remember we had to wait on the what was it called, essential personnel list, and we had to make sure we were on it. Yeah. Yeah. So awesome. Well, that's good. I mean, I know we talked about, some people join and they think about the financial and time freedom, and we talked about that, and that's typically not the right answer. It's like, if you don't have a passion for this and you don't have a purpose for doing real estate, typically you're not going to enjoy it, and you're not going to be a good fit for most of the consumers out there. So
100%. Yes. Yep.
Right. So Esmeralda has been experiencing quite a bit of success following the Dynamic Agents Mastermind, our 52-week roadmap. And basically, it's a week-by-week assignment for our members, and it's based on using video to keep you top of mind for your clients. So I also wanted to ask, what's your experience been like so far?
Amazing. When I went to the class that we took with you, and the first thing, like you said, video, you talked about video, and I'm just thinking, I knew he was going to talk about video because I did not want to do video, but I also knew that's where my business was going to come from. If I didn't start doing it, then I was just going to continue to stay stagnant, and I couldn't blame anybody else but myself. So when you talked about that, it really caught my attention. And this has been the most, we're not even, what are we in, week 8 next week?
Week 6.
Yeah. I'm like, this has been the most eye-opening training I've done out of everything that I've done. It has changed my life and my business already. And we're barely touching.
Yeah. And you missed 2 weeks.
Yeah. And that's what me missing 2 weeks. I haven't missed an assignment, but I have missed our live sessions.
Exactly. And that's what we brag about you. Like, she's knocking the assignments out. That's why I was like, I need to do an interview, because we don't want to lose the momentum you picked up, and we also want to capture the lessons that you learned.
Yeah.
So, well, what's been the difference with the strategies in the past versus what you're doing now?
Well, I will say I've been approached by coaching many, many times. And there has been some benefits in the other coaching, I think, to figure out maybe who I was, but I know who I am. Like, my character and my work ethic has never been a question to me. It is pushing me out of my comfort zone and not knowing how to do that. And having a weekly assignment and the accountability and the KPI, and then being with the team, I feel like I don't have an option. I have to do this. I invested into this for a reason. And I feel like, yes, part of that pushes you, when you invest into something, you want to get your money's worth. But at the same time, I wasn't expecting it to be at this level. I wasn't expecting to push myself out of my comfort zone, but being excited to be able to do that. And the weekly assignments has changed everything. The structure, the setup, how everything is set up online. I am a organization freak. So that there's no way to miss the assignment. There's no way to miss the process. Your videos, you have covered every single basis. So it really is just, it was up to me. And I think that's what I needed, because normally in coaching, you get an assignment, we'll meet again in a month. We'll talk again in 2 weeks, whatever. You're consistent about your Thursdays. You're consistent about when you reach out. And I think for me, it was like, okay, I have nobody else to blame if I don't get this done. And if I want to take my business to the next level, literally, when people say I've given you all the tools, that's not always true. But here, I have access to everything I could possibly need to make this happen. And I think that's made a huge impact on me going forward, like knowing what I need to do.
Yeah. And the craziest part about what you're saying is I was just talking to Tanya earlier, and we were talking about what I've now labeled it the lifetime funnel. Because we went to a meeting with Dayton Trader, our CEO of LPT. They both brought up this, we got to go back to the basics of having conversations with people. And I'm like, I kind of agree. I mean, yes, basics for sure, but I'm not sure I'm on board with let's go out and shake everybody's hand. Like, I like automation. And so what you're talking about, the structure and automation, that to me is how I designed everything. And so when we think about the lifetime funnel, it's like, how do we start this process and how do we end this process? And what are all the pieces in between?
Yes.
And once you know that, you have the big picture, then it's like, all right, I see the structure. I can see the beginning. I can see the end. Now, like you said, it's up to you. If it is to be, it's up to me. It's literally you at that point. And that's exactly how we wanted to design the course, so that when people come on board, there's no excuses. And you've definitely taken that to the next level. And like I said, what you've done, we haven't seen with anyone else, because you take this seriously. They're learning. I mean, you can see that they're actually gaining, but how fast they gain, how much they gain, it's totally on that individual. And that was the whole concept we want to put together, so that we excuse proof the business, and the people who want more get more. The people who don't, nobody's slowing anybody down. No one's interaction is hurting anyone. It's only positive information, and the pace is up to you. So you've done a fantastic job with that.
Thank you.
Well, one of the things can you walk us through the assignments you've done step by step and the results you got?
Yeah. So I will say the first thing that when we first learned about like the video prompter, right? That was my biggest fear, is getting on and not knowing what to say. I already do not like being on camera. I don't like taking pictures. I know that's part of the real estate thing. I know that's social media. I know that's how you gain people's attention and even their trust before you meet them. But that's just not, I don't feel photogenic. I don't like, I get nervous in front of the camera. Like even this, like an interview, that's hard for me. But when I had the video prompter, oh my gosh, I was like, this is the coolest thing ever.
Right.
I did not feel alone. It told, like the first, I think I told you the first one of our first assignments was like, download everything. Like you told us what to put on our computer, what stuff to buy. That was phenomenal, because everything I put on my computer, on my phone, now I felt like equipped. Like I would play with it in the evening and get used to it. But I tried my first video on the video prompter, and I came up with a script of what I authentically wanted to tell people in my sphere of influence. And I started with that video, sent it out, and it's still getting me business. And the video was not at all like, it wasn't even refined. It was just a true authentic of, hey guys, I know the buying field, I mean, thinking about buying is crazy right now. I get it. I know you probably know people and you've had discussions at work or in the family, whatever, but I'm like, let me talk to them. Just tell them to have a chat with your agent. Let me talk to them, because some of those fears, I can probably work through them. And I sent that little 42-second video out.
Oh, very nice.
And it's still getting people. Today, even right before we got on, Julian, somebody messaged me and she's like, hey, family that's in Arizona wants to move out here. $650K is their budget. I sent them your video and they want to talk to you. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like, I cannot wait to tell him that it really works.
Yeah.
And all those assignments, like even like the next, like even having to do the Facebook ads. I've been so hesitant about getting my Facebook business page up again. I don't like Instagram, but every assignment you've given, I think I told you this the other day, I don't think about it. I just do it. I literally have it right here, and in my folder, I print off every single assignment.
Well, there you go.
I copy and paste it, put it in Word, print it off, and then I literally check everything that I do. And then I give myself a score at the end to make sure that I've done it. Because if I think about it too much, I'm going to talk myself out of it, that I'm not equipped, that I am not prepared, that I can't do this, that I'm not as good as Julian on camera, that I'm not as good as Tanya on camera. And I'm like, I'm not worried about any of that. The results will come. I'm just going to do the assignments and check them off as I go. And like listing to leads, amazing. I mean, like every one of those tools and all the assignments have literally totally affected how I interact and my confidence in speaking now. And it's, I mean, like I said, it's even proving that I'm getting the listings and the buyers. I mean, it's only Tuesday and I now have 3 new buyers for the week based off of just a small little video footage that I did.
That is crazy. So you said just this week you picked up 2 or 3 more?
I got 2 leads yesterday that are already with my loan officer, and then the one today that she said, I sent them your cute little video. And I'm like, I'm glad you think it's cute because I hate it, but it worked. So, and that's just going out. I mean, I picked up a listing from that video and the girl keeps telling me, oh, my friend Kelsey sent it. I'm like, who's Kelsey? I don't know what Kelsey, but I'm like, okay, whatever.
That's totally fine with you. However they're learning.
Yeah, however she got it.
That's the value of video. And it's hard to explain. Videos are working when you're not.
Yeah.
And that's literally the trick to it all. And if you, once we're going to talk about how to build your YouTube channel and take all those videos and put them in a place where people can, see them anytime and they start binge watching your material. Now, that's the key. Like we talked about this at the meeting, like your vibe attracts your tribe, but normally you have to be in person. In order for someone to get your vibe, you got to be face to face, which why I was so, when you hear the NAR statistic, it literally says that most consumers work, 76% of consumers work with the very first agent they meet.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Video kind of eliminates some of that. Not all of it, but they feel like they know you, they can connect with you. It's like seeing you live. And they've done studies that show when you're on a video, it's hard to distinguish between them talking to you real life and being on a video. So if they're watching videos or seeing you on like a call like this, like you and I are having an interaction and it feels as real as in person with some differences. But outside of that, that's the kind of feeling you're going to get from the people that watch your videos. So outstanding. I mean, everything you're saying is exactly what we want to see with the members of the group, because that's what it's for. We want people to be able to get to a place where like, I see now how this business can grow and not be limited by the market conditions or what other people are talking about. And some of these ridiculous conversations that I'm hearing where I'm like, just do your part.
Right.
And if they're not doing their part, then it's hard to figure out where the problem is. If you're doing your part and you're like, it's still not working, then we can make those adjustments. But
no, and I always say, I don't want to get to the point where I don't want to start looking for work when I'm desperate. I want to deal with the influx as it's coming and figure out how to manage to that. So I don't want to be like, oh my gosh, like I have a board here and my board has all of my sellers and my buyers. I don't want to get to the point where it's never not full. I want to have to either add a section on here to add the influx as the months come. But I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't want to be searching for it when I need it. I want it just to be consistent all the time. So like, that's why preparing the content and the assignments are so like, you're literally step 1, step 2, step 3. I'm like, how much easier could this possibly get? So like, if you think about it too much, you'll talk yourself out of it. Exactly. But when you don't think about it and you just think, look, it's like a homework assignment and I have to do it and I'm just going to, and then I'm not great at technology and I have learned how to do everything you have shown me just by taking the time and blocking out 3 nights a week to get it done. Like I've time blocked that time and I've learned it that I'm like, I love it because I know the business is going to keep coming. And now I have to manage to that instead of me waiting, thinking, now what do I do? Now what's the next step? Like, this is the solution. This really is the complete solution that you are teaching me. Like I'm ecstatic about it. And
I definitely, we appreciate that. And honestly, like I just shared with you that we call it like the lifetime funnel. So of course this is week 6 and we got, a total of 52, but I mean, probably around the 6-month mark, you guys are going to be like, all right, we got it. We know what to do, which is what I'm hoping. I don't want people to feel like they got to rely on me the entire time, but the lifetime funnel is exactly what you just described. How do you know what your business is going to look like 6 months down the road? That's called a pipeline. And so everyone is asking like similar questions. They don't know that that's what they're asking though. It's like, it feels like it's coming now, but how do I know down the road? And the easiest way for me to make sure everyone understands is you meet people where they are. Everyone you meet is a referral source. Everyone you meet is going to send you business. The videos that you did, that's exactly where your business, like you're like, hey, people just keep coming. Is this always going to be the case? As long as you're producing videos and getting in front of people. Like in the very beginning, we talked about using video to keep your brand top of mind. Bingo. So does McDonald's change their ads from time to time?
Yeah.
Does Levi's jeans change their ads from time to time? Do their link the jingles they do change from time to time? Yes. So you got to stay relevant. Does Apple change their phone from time to time? Like,
right.
So people ask me all the time, like, what do we do? You just keep doing the same thing. You just do it in a different way. So every video, you have to go dancing and hopping around and doing any of that crazy stuff. Just authentic videos, exactly what you said, and you just start sharing them to more places. So the next level for you will be to take those same videos and share them with your vendor partners, all the title companies you've ever worked with, all the warranty companies you've ever worked with, all the lenders you've ever worked with. Start sharing with those folks and watch what they do. They're going to do the exact same thing. And then here's the final piece to the lifetime funnel. Once you've gotten a funnel full of people, let's say you reach 100, 150 people is where they say we can pretty much max out and keep close relationships. Once you Jason notice all kinds of stuff, whether it's sending out like gift cards or one of the people we talked to, he talked about basically he invites people to a theater. Now, of course, he's got 500 homes he sells a year. So he's got the money to rent out an entire theater, let them see an entire movie on him. And they have this gala event that's amazing, right? But those are the kind of things, if you think about it, as your clientele grows, you can afford more. But in the beginning, there's nothing that says you can't show appreciation in a smaller way. And you just stay in touch with them at least 4 times a year, and they will definitely remember you. And then the emails that you send out, and we're going to talk about that in the next meeting on Thursday on what emails you're sending out, so that every week they're just getting some type of value from you and they won't forget about you. But yeah, you've shown that this is exactly what the course is for. You're the person that we were wanting to be part of the course because you've taken it seriously, and you actually, as you said, you changed the dynamic of your own business. And we know this is exactly what and who it was designed for. And you've done a great job. So
thank you.
So what advice would you say to others about joining the Dynamic Agents Mastermind?
I would definitely say, I think, that day that I signed up, one of my agents was like, "You're going to do it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I mean, I didn't come here to just listen to this. Like, I mean, I researched this guy and, I came to figure out what else can he help me with. And so when you mentioned it, it to me was a no-brainer. I mean, I think I was the first person that signed up. And I was like, I'm moving forward on this because I have 2 more grandbabies coming. I have to build something bigger, and it's not just about me. And because when I think about them, I'm a huge introvert by nature. People don't believe that, but I am. I'm not, it's not that I don't like interacting, because I love being around people. I just have learned that I have to recharge privately a whole lot. So I'm stepping out of my element more and more and more. But I think that's what this has done for me. It's not just like I know that this is for real estate and for my company, but it's done so much more than just that for me. It's making me see different even business opportunities for me, that I am more capable than I think I am. I'm more confident than I think I am. I can do more than I think I can. So for me, it's done all of that. But for real estate alone, like my calendar is full 2 weeks in advance. And that is a great feeling to know that I constantly right now have 23 sellers and buyers in the bucket, when I'm hearing other agents tell me I have no business and I have no business. And I'm thinking, but why? And when I hear why for them, I think you've got to invest in yourself. Like, this is your company, this is your business. And then you can't overthink it and talk yourself out of it. Like, don't get into something like this and not do it. Like I said, I just do the assignments. You've already tried this. You know what works. You don't have to prove it to anybody. Like, that's not your goal. And I think that's what I like the most about you, is that authenticity, is that you're just really trying to help. And if somebody wants to take it, they take it. And that meant a lot to me, because I've had so many people approach me before, that you've made it so easy for somebody like me who needs that structure, needs that accountability, and just really, I need you to tell me what to do sometimes, because I don't know. And so if I could say anything to anyone, I would say, take it serious, because I think that's the biggest thing. I think in real estate, there are so many agents, and we're going to see who the ones are that take this career as a career. Or is it an easy way? If I have one closing, I'll make this much for the month and I'll get by for the next month. That's not the reason I got into real estate. I got into real estate to impact families, to help buyers be educated, to change sellers' minds about the whole NAR settlement and understand that we are agents that can be trusted and we work hard to help them. We work together as teams, but to make a dynamic company, I didn't know a lot of the tools that I needed. And this is just, I'm not going to not ever do an assignment. Like for me, this is, I have to solidify my business for next year. And this is the only way that I'm going to be able to do it, especially with everything that's coming our
Absolutely.
way.
So, I mean, you got my attention with the 23 deals. I know all of them didn't come from us, but how many did we help you add to that?
I would say half of those. And we've only been doing this for 5 weeks. So yeah, half of those has already come from you guys. And then of course the three buyers, though all 3 of those, the 2 from yesterday and the 1 from today, and none of these people, this is the part that what you just said, the 2 people that sent my video over to somebody yesterday and the lady today, none of them have bought and sold for me. They probably never will. They probably never will. This lady has a beautiful custom home. They finished right before she met me, but they own a couple of companies and I went in. She said she's met tons of real estate agents, but her and I connected and she's referred me so many times. And she was like, I love the video. Make sure you always send me new ones, update them so that I can send them out. And the 2 people yesterday, they're single moms. They just can't afford to purchase anytime soon, but they've never stopped referring me. So I do that. I send out gift cards. Literally just got a new set again today.
There you go.
Gift cards are going out constantly to people to let my sphere of influence know that I appreciate that so much. But the video part has literally changed going forward.
Yep. And so a lot of those fears are disappearing. And so it does give you a little more confidence. So yeah. Well, Esmeralda, I want to thank you for joining me in this segment of Dynamic Agent Rockstars, and I'm sure we'll have you again. And there you have it. To stay top of mind and grow your business, there's nothing better than video. So with our Dynamic Agents Mastermind, we obviously have playbooks for marketing, plans for FSBOs, listings, open houses, new construction, zero-down programs, even lease to own type stuff. So anything else you want to add before we wrap this up?
No, I think I've said it all. I would just say, thank you to you, because I was nervous going into the last part of this year, and I am more confident than ever. I'm not worried one bit. As long as I stick to this, I'm not worried one bit about my business at all.
Well, that's great to hear, and you're exactly the person we wanted to show up for this mastermind. So
thanks,
again, thank you for showing up, and thanks for taking the time to do this with me today. All right. So until next time, make it a great one. And if you'd like more information about joining our Dynamic Agent Mastermind, please leave a comment or text us today.